Hi everybody and welcome to our first show in 2013.
Right, and today with Snarky Puppy. A fantastic band from Dallas, Texas, and now I think in New York situated. And the story behind the show, it's kind of an interesting thing. It worked over Facebook, as I know, and Thomas Dirks from Gelsenkirchen in Germany, from the Ruhrpott, saw an email, we're looking for shows in Germany, Snarky Puppy. And he wrote them back and said, okay, why don't you come to Gelsenkirchen? You know, Gelsenkirchen is a very well-known town for jazz concerts. And believe it or not, they went to Gelsenkirchen. They came. Yeah. Fantastic, or? Yeah,
fantastic band. And it's kind of a community of musicians.
Right.
All driven by the bass player, Michael Leek. So they came to this very nice venue.
To the Kolping House.
Kolping House, I think they don't know this kind of... I think in US they have YMCA and...
YMCA is something similar to it. Yeah. Kolping is a church-driven community center, kind of, you know. It's dying, I believe. More and more Kolping houses where Christian people came together are now hotels or something else, and jazz clubs. So they came to this very nice venue and played a great show. And let's have a short look into the show again. Right. Okay, as Georg mentioned before, Michael Leek, the bass player, is the brain and the heart and the soul behind Snarky Puppy. He got the guys together, and he's also well known in the US as a bass player. He played with Roy Hargrove, he played with Beyonce,
yeah,
and he played with Dave Brubeck, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. And these three names and lots of other names who he played with show that he is an all-round bass player.
Yeah,
you know?
he is.
Somebody who can play with Beyonce and then kind of the next week with Dave Brubeck or Roy Hargrove must know his instrument.
Yeah, and as we just checked out in preparation for this show, there's a nice trio he's playing with. Right. In a studio. There's some sessions, you can find it on YouTube, and this is really worth to check out. It's a great trio, it's great music, yeah. And it's you know, very basic. It's just the instruments and very great sounds.
Yeah, I'm just checking the name. It's just Michael Leek on bass, it's Corey Henry on the Fender Rhodes, and Nathaniel Townsby on the drums. And if you put in the search machine from YouTube, Michael Leek and Corey Henry, you will find it. Yeah. And there are lots of clips, and it's fun to watch. Yeah. It's recorded amazing stuff. The video was shot in a recording studio, and it's really interesting stuff. Yeah. I like it.
So, but Michael Leek, he's, as you said, the brain and driving man of Snarky Puppy.
You're my heart, you're my soul.
But as he also said in the while the show, there's also other musicians of the band write arrangements and stuff like that. But I think he's the main driving force.
Yeah, especially when you have a loose organization like this, you know, then you have
so
to
much
have
people.
One center where it comes all together. And we met Michael Leek in the pause of the show, backstage in a little corner, and he told us everything about Snarky Puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found the coolest spot here in Kolpinghaus in Herden, Westhofen. Ich habe vergessen, wo wir sind. It doesn't matter, we can tell you anyway. This is Michael Leek. Michael, thank you for taking your time to talk to us. You are the not only the bass player and the principal composer, you are also the founder of Snarky Puppy.
Yeah, that's right.
So, when did you come up with this idea and how did it start?
8 years ago. I started the band 8 years ago in Texas. We were all going to college at a music school called the University of North Texas in near Dallas. And really all it was is just a band I started with my friends. You know, I was writing music and I wanted to play it, and I got my friends to play it, and 8 years later, you know, we've got 5 albums and we tour 7 months a year, and you know, it's just become like a really gratifying experience for all of us.
Do you think you found a niche with your music? Did you compose some music that people were waiting for, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people were waiting for it, but I definitely feel that that over, you know, it's been a long time. 8 years is a long time to be playing with the same band, and I think that slowly over time, maybe we created a niche, even if there wasn't one already. You know, I think that jazz. I'm not saying that this is jazz, but I think that jazz music in general, or instrumental music, has kind of like disappeared for the last 20 or 30 years. And I think that, you know, this band does a really good job of combining, you know, like the music that came before it, like Herbie Hancock and Miles Davis's electric stuff, and like all that kind of like, you know, what people might call fusion or jazz funk or whatever. But it also combines it with styles that are prominent today, like hip hop, you know, R&B, soul, Brazilian music, you know, electronic music, drum and bass. Like, we try to just kind of like throw everything that we love into the band, and the combination of those things is what makes the sound.
And not only the combination of those things, I think you all are great players. Excellent, how do you call it, virtuoses, yeah? And we like your music very much. And your latest product is a CD-DVD package called Ground Up.
That's right.
And I like how you recorded this DVD. Can you explain or tell us how this could happen?
Well, we live in New York City, so you know, when we make albums, we try to get as many of the guys in the band to play at the same time as possible. So when we tour, we only have about 10 guys, but when we're recording, we have about 20 or 25, because it's kind of like a collective. The band is kind of like a collective. But the thing about New York is that it's really hard to find a space big enough to fit 20 musicians. And then in addition, we had 40 audience members sitting and listening to us while we were recording. So we needed a room big enough for about 60 people and instruments. And the only place I could find was like an unfinished warehouse, which is now a music venue owned by Matt Garrison, really incredible bass player, son of Jimmy Garrison, and one of my heroes, actually, kind of coincidentally. But Matt was building this venue, and it wasn't finished yet, but it had a lot of space in it. So basically what we did is we built an entire recording studio in his space, in his building. We made the album, and then we took everything back out, and it became an empty space again. You know, it was kind of insane, but we made it work.
Yeah. And all the guests had to bring their own headphones and lock themselves in, and they could listen to the music. Yeah, great experience, and you really did it well. You produced the DVD so well that this feeling comes across, I think.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Great job. And what are your next plans with Snarky Puppy? Touring in Europe more?
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, Europe has always been kind of the promised land for us. You know, I mean, Americans. You know, even though the music that we play is very American, I think that. For some reason, I think that Americans are the slowest to appreciate it. For some reason, you know, we have incredible fans and great fan bases in America, but I think that Europeans are slightly more inclined to like it quickly. You know, I think the average European listens to instrumental music, whereas the average American does not. You know what I mean? Most of the music that we listen to in America has lyrics, has vocals, and I think that, you know, Europe is kind of like, you know, jazz musicians in New York are always talking about how much they enjoy playing Europe, and for us it's no different. I mean, we love the food, we love the different languages, we love the different cultures. We love traveling. I mean, you know, we're young and we just really like soaking all that up. So for me, Europe is the place.
And it's not a culture clash for you to come from Manhattan or downtown New York to Herten.
No, I mean, actually, Herten is very similar to the town that I grew up in Virginia. I grew up in a very small town in Virginia, and as I was driving to Kolpinghaus today, I was reminded of where I grew up. It's very similar, you know, and I mean, obviously there are a lot of differences, but no. I mean, when you're a musician and you travel, you get used to everything. You know, you get used to hot climates, strange languages, you know, and for us, it's just another really amazing trip.
And you traveled a lot because you also played not only with Snarky Puppy, but with big names like Roy Hargrove and even Beyonce, I read somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the guys in the band, you know, we all play with different artists. You know, this is like the thing that we do for love and for fun. But, you know, to make a living and to have fun, we play with other artists. Yeah, we're constantly traveling, you know. But this is like really our opportunity to play what we want to play. So I think we have, you know, maybe a little more fun doing this than the other things.
Right. And one last thing, we met a guy that you know some month ago. It's Bobby Sparks. We saw him with the Pucci Bell Band, fabulous keyboard player. And I read somewhere that you grew up together in Dallas. Yeah, so many wonderful musicians from Texas.
Man, yeah, you wouldn't think so, but there's more than George Bush. You know, Texas has more than. Thank God.
I know. I was in Texas once, in Austin, and 6th Street in the evening is, you know, as you know probably. Yeah. So thank you, Michael, for taking your time, giving us this interview, and watch out for Michael with Snarky Puppy. Don't miss the shows, and maybe you see Michael one day with one of your favorite pop stars on a bigger stage than Kolpinghaus Herten. But we like it here.
Vielen Dank. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks for having me. Awesome.
my colleague in the basement of Kolpinghaus.
Westerholt.
In Westerholt, Gelsenkirchen.
Right.
And I think we should say another big thank you to Thomas Dirks.
Yeah, Thomas. Thank you for putting this
amazing,
together. Yeah. This was amazing, and we were very happy. And we discovered Snarky Puppy coincidentally a couple of weeks before we heard from Thomas Dirks in the internet because of this new CD ground up that Michael just told us before how it came together and stuff. And Georg has it now here in his hands.
The last CD and actually DVD release. It's a combination of audio and video.
Yeah.
As Michael said in the interview, it's really cool stuff, an amazing project that they put together with so much musicians and all these people in the studio.
Yeah, I like the
really
way the
unique.
DVD
it's
is
really
produced,
unique. Yeah,
you know.
yeah. It's a great idea.
I've seen this before, that the audience is sitting inside the band. The band is all around the audience, and everybody brought his own
great
headphones.
Feeling.
You know, I love this. I love this. So we also found out, because my colleague is from Texas. We found out that he's a good friend from Bobby Sparks.
Ah, really?
Bobby Sparks, the keyboard player, you know, from the Poochie Bell band. In our episode 53, I believe it was. And there you can see, you know, Bobby Sparks is also kind of a new and modern kind of keyboard player. Yeah. Different from the older guys. I don't mention any names. Yeah. But, and you know, this is a theme where Michael and his friends from Snarky Puppy come from, where Bobby Sparks is coming from, and where hopefully lots of other musicians will come from that we will discover here. For example, the guy that we mentioned before, Corey Henry on the Fender Rhodes. Yeah. I'm so impressed by him.
Yeah.
So
let's have a look into the DVD, I think.
Right.
Yeah, that was great stuff from this DVD. So check it out and buy it on Amazon or wherever you. What's your favorite store? And it's a great thing.
But yeah, and someday, as we found out about Snarky Puppy in the World Wide Web, you can also find out about new artists that you didn't know before through our website, because sometimes people come to us and ask if we can do something, tell a story about their music. And one of those guys was Mamoru Morishita from Japan. And he is not only a guitarist.
I don't know what he is. He's boxer. He is
a boxer.
And he's a musician. I think he's both 100%. So he's 200% person.
Like it.
It's amazing. It's really amazing. And so check it out. Here's something you can see. And
a little clip of Mamoru Morishita.
Yeah. This guy is amazing. It's unbelievable. When I saw it, it's just unbelievable. So this guy, and I really love the part where he's playing the electric guitar.
Yeah, and I really like the part where this lady, who was a little bit finished already, okay, she was finished, but he was down in his, you know, she couldn't. She tried, but she couldn't hit his face. I like that part, you know. But I also liked him on the electric guitar very much. And here's some more from Mamoru Morishita on electric guitar. Okay, he can play his guitar.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I think. And he's a boxer, you know. So usually all the guitar players are afraid to hurt their fingers.
Yeah.
You know, they're wearing gloves all the time. He's also wearing gloves, but he's going to wear this gloves with the punching effect. And I like that, you know. He's just going for it, you know.
And he sent us another clip. He being as a boxer. Yeah. Doing some exercise with rope jumping, yeah. Which is very common for boxers, you know. Sure. And this is also amazing. I think even if you are a boxer, this or a sportsman, you will like it.
普通に両足とかで飛びますよね。でボクシングはある種魔女みたいなもんなんで、なるべく自分に負担がかかるように練習していきます。でこれを例えば片足で飛んでいきます。そうすると全体重がこっちにかかる。でこれを例えば2つずつ。12121。うわすごい。慣れてきたらこうやってどんどん入って。早っ。早い。お早っ。お。何これ。うわ。すげえ。すげえ。今めっちゃ殴ってほしかったのに俺。
Yeah.
Rope skipping, rope jumping,
unbelievable.
Whatever.
This guy, I like it. So
I like the guy with the blue
the two
shirt.
guys beside, they really freaked out because of. And then I think on Saturdays he's doing some boxing, and you know, and then on Sundays he's going to the gym session in the jazz club around the corner. It's
something
crazy.
Like this.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy guy.
It looks like it.
So
it seems to be that he is an excellent boxer. We don't know anything about his career yet, so we have to find out. But it seems that he has his own TV show where he does fun things like what we saw in the first clip with the lady who couldn't hit him anymore. Even that he was almost sitting on the floor, and with this rope skipping, rope jumping. And he is an excellent guitar player. And he just sent us a mail through Facebook that he got a mail from Mr. John McLaughlin. And Mr. John McLaughlin got a mail from Mr. Chicoria that Chicoria is looking for a guitar player. And John McLaughlin said to Chicoria, why don't you take
the boxer.
Mamoru Morishita, the boxer. So he's on his way in Chicoria's band.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we will see more
thumbs, you know,
from this guy.
He's going to make it in the band. I would love it.
Yeah. That's for today.
That's it, yeah.
Check out more stuff from this great guy from the pen wheel.
Mamoru Morishita. We love him. He's great.
And that's for today. And next time we still have stuff for you prepared. And more episodes coming. And stay tuned on Jazz Rock TV.